All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. I am wave meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and we're going to talk a lot about some showers and storms for the rest of this weekend. And of course, Monday's alert day. And then finally, we can start to see some better weather as we get closer to about midweek. So you have a little ways to go, but you just got to trust me on this one. It's going to be so worth it as we get to Tuesday and especially by Wednesday. Oh my goodness, it's going to be great. So you just bear with me. And of course, if you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer those. You can leave a comment. And even if you don't have a question, you can just let me know where you're watching from. If you saw some of the storms from this morning, those were a little noisy, pretty rocky there for a little bit. We did have some warnings, one of those even in the metro. But I'll give you guys a moment to gather up some questions, and we're going to go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of the forecast because the rest of tonight really is not looking too bad. We do have a boundary. Oh, I guess it would help if I showed you guys this. I think I did this last week. Maybe? Give me 1 second. Stand by. I'm so sorry. Stand by, everybody. I thought I had this sorted out. Okay, maybe not. That's all right. We are going to be looking at, though, a really nice forecast as we head into this upcoming week. So just bear with me. I'm so sorry. I'll throw up our SkyTrack camera at least. Okay, well, that's not what I meant to do, but you get the idea. There's so many buttons over here, y'all. We do have a really nice forecast, though, as we head into this upcoming week. Once we get through Monday, of course. We have a couple of you guys tuning in. David, hello. Good evening to you. You say, nice weather here in Shepherdsville. Hope you have had a great day. I hope you have too. Mine has not been too bad outside of the pesky storms this morning. Those were just mostly, those are just mostly more of a nuisance than anything. But here's what I'll do. I'll just go ahead and throw this up and we'll go through the graphics because I don't want to waste too much time. It's 8 o'clock now, so I want to go ahead and get through the graphics because I know you guys probably have lots of questions. So beautiful night, almost clear skies right now in New Albany. We did make it up to 90 degrees in Louisville. And that was just a degree above where we typically are for this time of year. We've only made it down to 74 earlier this morning. We have cooled off quite a bit since earlier today, obviously. It was feeling like almost 100 degrees in Jeffersonville earlier today. This afternoon, I was looking at some of those humidity values and things like that, or our dew points and our feels like temperatures. And because I was like, man, it is hot outside when I was coming back into work. And I was like, let me look at what it is right now. And it was not ideal. So anyway, we're down to, 79 in Columbia, 86 in Jeffersonville, 84 in Louisville. And I'll just go ahead and pop my name back up there. You know it's me. But actually, I'll remove it. There we go. I can't make up my mind. Okay, feels like temperatures right now are a lot better than earlier. We're sitting right now in the 80s for the most part, not too much warmer than where we actually are at temperature-wise, but a couple spots near Salem, maybe into Bardstown, even Jeffersonville feels like 95 allegedly, so not ideal. Pretty warm and muggy still, and we could actually see some patchy dense fog tonight, so we'll have to watch that closely for some of you guys, especially for areas that picked up quite a bit of rain today. We picked up, I think, a little under half of an inch in the metro today. I had that pulled up a second ago and I forgot to look at the exact number. But anyway, we are starting to see some showers and storms a bit further to our north. These are not going to cause us too many problems, really. They have been struggling. They've been on what we call the struggle bus. I have a first class ticket on the struggle bus, I feel like every single day. But we do have a couple of these showers, and this is all right aligned with a cold front that is like really taking its time getting further to the south. And here's the cold front. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oh my goodness. There we go. So the cold front will continue to move further to the south very, very slowly. And once we can get these fronts through the area, by Tuesday, it's going to be a much better forecast. We'll have to deal with a couple of stray showers by then, but otherwise not so bad. And we're also going to be watching a couple of systems further off to the west. Those are the ones that are going to be causing us some headaches here throughout the next couple of days. More so my headache than anyone else's, because these forecasts, I mean, gosh, we have not had the best information to kind of guide you guys with. So that means it makes our job a lot more difficult. So anyway, I'll take you guys back to the home view and throw up the radar once again. So again, we're watching these showers and storms further to the north. These haven't even really had any lightning with them either. So all in all, they're pretty tame. They'll likely stay below severe limits. If there are some decent ingredients, so I wouldn't rule out a couple of rumbles of thunder, at least for some storm development. But again, I don't think it's going to be anything to jump up and down about. And if it is, we will talk to you guys about it. But I really don't think that's what we're leaning towards. And I think most of us will start to see these move through overnight, because they're going to slow down quite a bit. And I'll throw up future casts here in just a minute and talk about that. But you'll see like 30% chance of rain by 1 a.m. So I think between like midnight and 3 or 4 in the morning is when most of us will see some of these hit or miss showers. And again, it's going to be overnight, so they're not going to have a ton to work with, but there are some ingredients in place, so some thunder will be possible. And then we'll wake up to dry conditions by tomorrow morning, which is good. But there's always a but. We do have some strong storms possible tomorrow. And you'll even notice for today's severe weather risk, we have one that level 2 that's placed to our north and east, closer to the Cincinnati area. In fact, a lot of Ohio today has dealt with some strong storms, some tornado warnings up that way. But for the most part, we have been on the tame side outside of this morning's loud round that we had. My goodness, there was so much lightning with that one. But tomorrow afternoon and evening, the timing of tomorrow, it's going to be really dependent on how the system to our north and west, I believe it was near Iowa, or no, maybe it's actually near the Dakotas. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember where it was exactly. It's moved a little bit since I was checking earlier. But that's going to be diving in. And that could, depending on where that lines up, that is going to really impact our storm chances for tomorrow. Who sees the storms when? Those are obviously the two big questions. And then the third being, how strong are they going to be? As of right now, Monday is going to be our best chances at any sort of strong storms. And really one of the bigger threats we have is going to be for flash flooding, just because of the rainfall. These are going to be what we call efficient rainmakers. So they can dump a lot of rain over a short period of time. And with the morning commute, all I've got to say is thank goodness JCPS honestly is not having school on Monday. Wednesday, if that's when they start back up, it's going to be perfect weather. Could not ask for a better day to get back to school. But if we were trying to get things back on the road on Monday, it would be a different story. So I think that's honestly a great call by JCPS. I don't have an opinion in the matter, obviously, but just be thankful that we're not going to have to deal with too much in the way of those storms and the buses on Monday. Okay. That's where you'll see though that the yellow areas are where we have the best chances of seeing strong storms. But even like today, we weren't in the yellow area. All the places that had warnings, all of our areas and counties that had warnings were only under level 1 risk. And so that's the kind of thing that can happen in these scenarios. And that's what we account for when it comes to that level 1 risk. A couple of warnings are possible, but most of us will stay on the tame side in regards to the severe weather. It's been a really nice day, though. I keep seeing y'all's comments. It's beautiful. Stephen Blankenship says beautiful weather here in Simpsonville. I need to make a trip out to Simpsonville for the outlet shops, obviously. Sierra says, good evening. It looks beautiful in Madison, Indiana this evening. So thank you for that, Sierra. Derek Wells says, well, stores and restaurants in Southern Indiana will be fine Monday morning. We'll talk about that potential here in just a bit. So a couple of you guys commenting, not too many of you guys on tonight, but that is okay. I'm having some technical problems if you're wondering where my face is. So we'll see some of these stray downpours. So here's one model. This is one of the first rounds that actually shows us all the way through Monday. So I've been watching it pretty closely to see how it's playing out. And we'll talk more on Monday's setup in just a second. But tonight we'll see a couple of these downpours. HRRR, that's the other model I'm going to show you guys. That one's a little more a little more scattered. So a few more showers than what this model in particular is showing. Bottom line. So I think a lot of us will see the rain probably somewhere, I would say, between midnight and 4 a.m. again tonight. Wake up to dry conditions for our Sunday. We'll stay mostly dry through the majority of Sunday. It's really, we're not going to be expecting too many hiccups until maybe tomorrow evening, just before sunset, at least with how the scenario is playing out right now with this particular model. I do think it's going to likely be an afternoon or evening setup. It's just going to depend on how the next couple of hours we'll wake up tomorrow morning and kind of evaluate things, especially, but where things are lined up. But this model in particular, which does line up with the Storm Prediction Center's thinking as well, with these showers and storms pushing through late tomorrow afternoon across our southernmost counties. South and west of Louisville is going to be our potential for tomorrow. And you'll see they are going to be fading, especially after sunset, clear things out pretty fast. Then Monday morning, Monday morning is when we could see that first wave of rain and storms. Some of these could have some embedded strong storms. Heavy rain, though, that's going to be one of the key players in the forecast for Monday. And you'll see that as we continue to move through time, Monday afternoon. So here's where we got to watch really, really closely, because we could see depending on how the atmosphere recovers. We always say that, meaning if we can see the return of some of those stormy ingredients, that means we could see the return of some potentially even stronger storms Monday afternoon. The main impacts with these would be strong wind gusts, of course, the flash flooding potential. That's going to be mainly, I think, during the morning hours. But depending on how these set up, we could see some of those training storms, but I think that's going to be especially true for the morning. So that's why we would have that flash flooding potential. And then we can't rule out a couple of tornadoes either. It's a low risk, but it's enough to where we have to talk about it. And I know that brings a lot of people anxiety, but these will likely be during the daytime hours, not when most people are sleeping. And looks like hopefully most people will be home from work or wherever your destinations are by Monday afternoon. That is if this plays out the way we think it is. So just keep in mind, bottom line, this is not the gospel. This will change, okay? This is, as I always say, these are just trends we're watching. But generally speaking, if we can see the redevelopment of this second round Monday afternoon, these will likely be on the stronger side. With some of those strong damaging wind gusts will be possible. An isolated tornado or two can't be ruled out. Maybe some hail mixed into. We saw some hail earlier this morning. That was pretty wild. Okay, so here is our other model that we use. And this is what we call the HRR or the HRRR. Pretty much anyone can look at it, but it's you have to know what to look for when you're analyzing models and the data, of course. So we'll take you through time. And it does show that weakening batch of showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder trying to get going. And this is like 3, 4 in the morning. And then they just kind of fizzle out by sunrise tomorrow, by dawn. And then we'll see the clouds begin to build in and thicken up by tomorrow afternoon. And you'll see that these are staying mainly north of the river. And they're much more sparse compared to the other model I was showing you just a moment or two ago. So this is why we've got to watch things pretty closely just to see how it's all going to pan out, because they are very much back and forth, which has been the case over the last couple of weekends. I feel like you've heard me talk about that and complain a lot. But that being said, I think by tomorrow morning, after this next round moves through, we'll start to get some better sampling, and I think that'll help things out quite a bit. But this one, I think, does have a better handle on Monday morning, at least. It's starting to pick up on some of that heavier rain. And then this is as far out as it goes. So up until about 5 p.m. Monday. And at this point, it keeps us pretty dry. That front is still well off to our west. That means that line of storms is still further off to our west, although it doesn't look like as much clearing either. But several factors are going to come into play. And I know we're pretty close to the forecast at this point, and you would think we would have a little more confidence, but just got to bear with us on this one. We'll get down to we'll get to the bottom of it, and you'll hear about it. And we always, as always, keep you up to date with that kind of thing. Okay, so here is the basics, the nitty gritty of our alert day setup. So could see 2 at least rounds of storms. I would say 1 to 2 at least. The gusty winds, flash flooding, and the isolated tornado risk, of course, is going to be the primary issues we're going to have to deal with. And storms are going to be likely during the morning commute. We were more confident that we'll have that first round during the morning rather than during the afternoon, because we have to see how the round one performs, and that will help us figure out the forecast by later on in the afternoon. So you just kind of have to think about it. We have several steps to kind of get through and see how the atmosphere behaves, and that will help us determine kind of the next step and where to go from there. So it's a step-by-step process. I know it can be kind of frustrating sometimes when you're like, just tell me what's going to happen, and we don't have a very clear picture just yet. But this is what we know so far. I do think Monday morning's commute is going to be a little on the messy side. So go ahead and plan on getting lots of sleep tomorrow night so you can wake up early and not have to deal with the traffic or whatever that might be. And I just wanted to throw this in there. We could pick up 1 to 2 inches of rain by Friday of this upcoming week. And really our only chances of rain are going to be between now and like maybe a few stray showers Tuesday. Nothing that's going to be impressive though. So bottom line, it's going to be very soggy, very wet start to the week, but hey, the second half of the week and next weekend, woo, if you guys are ready for summer, we have quite the roller coaster ride for this upcoming week. So get ready, buckle up. So we have the alert day Monday, right? Tuesday, look at that high temperature. Almost 10 degrees cooler than Monday. We're going to be like 15 degrees almost below average. That is our high temperature Tuesday, and some spots will likely be even cooler than that. It's going to be kind of cloudy and overcast. We'll see some patchy light showers as the system continues to work through the area. But temperatures are going to be falling down into the upper 50s and low 60s Tuesday night and into early Wednesday. Sorry, I was trying to get through without clearing my throat. Tuesday night and into early Wednesday, 50s and 60s. So yeah, almost a little tease to fall. And guess what? It's just in time for the Kentucky State Fair. I keep saying that, but I'm really excited. And I love the fair. So yeah, very excited about that. Mid 70s for Tuesday, 76 in Louisville. I just can't get over that. I hope I don't have to change it. And then Wednesday is going to be even better than that. Well, it won't be as cool, but it's going to be a little warmer. We'll have more sunshine to help us out on Wednesday. So we'll likely be in the upper 70s and low 80s. So it's going to be beautiful, really nice this upcoming week. But there's always a but. This is our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. So essentially where you see the brighter shades of red, we have a higher probability or a higher chance of seeing warmer than average temperatures. We have a very high chance towards the end of next weekend and the following week, because we really start to heat things up. In fact, I went a little on the lower side temperature-wise, but did not mean to do that. But I have a feeling those numbers are probably going to go up a bit. So just hope everyone's ready. All right, here's your 10-day. So pretty nice midweek, 80s, 85 Thursday, maybe late Thursday, early Friday. We could probably have an isolated shower or two. That's still kind of up in the air. It looks like a front tries to move through, but there's going to be a lot of dry air. Otherwise, after that high pressure takes over, we turn hot and dry. Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since we've been able to say that. And it's going to be it looks like a heat wave more than likely as early as Saturday or Sunday. Temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s. And then we approach the mid 90s by Tuesday. Some crazy stuff. If you are ready for more summer-like weather, this is the forecast for you, at least for next weekend. And I'm just happy as of right now, we don't have storms next weekend. It is going to be quiet and dry. That is music to my ears, and I hope it is for everyone else's too. Because trust me, if y'all are tired of the storms, I am too. I am tired of looking at the radar. I'm ready to get into a calmer pattern, and that looks like what's going to happen for next week. Also, Todd, thank you for the sweet message. That's very kind of you. Sometimes if I sound a little loopy on these things, it's because I have not had much sleep. As you guys know, I work a crazy shift, but we manage. We just sound a little loopy sometimes. Otherwise, if you guys have any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off here. Just said otherwise twice. Ashley Nicole says, already know I'm tired of them. She's talking about the storms. I know. So we have a lot of storm anxiety, and rightfully so. I totally get that. But once we get through Monday, we're going to be in much better shape. We're going to be in great shape, in fact, by midweek, and then potentially for a while after that. We need to dry out. I want some pool weather. But that's just my own personal preference. Todd Richmond, yes, got to be a bit loopy to do TV weather anyway, LOL. That is very true. Crystal asked, how is Louisville looking for Monday? We are under a level 1 of 5 risk for seeing some of those strong storms, but it is an alert day. We'll likely see some heavy rain, gusty winds, and we'll have a better idea of what's going to happen Monday afternoon. If storms develop Monday afternoon, those will likely be on the stronger side. And she says, are there tornado chances? Yes, a low chance of an isolated tornado or two. I don't think it's going to be like widespread severe weather, but we do have a better chance of some strong storms potentially. Or I should say not widespread tornado-y weather. There's a difference. But a couple of tornadoes can't be ruled out. So we'll watch that very closely for everyone. And if there are any warnings, as always, we will make sure to cut in. We will let you know. You will get updated because we want to make sure no one's left hanging, and we want to make sure everyone feels like they are aware of the situation and feel safe. Okay, I think I've rambled for a very long time now. I will give you guys an update once again tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier, just depending on how tomorrow afternoon unfolds. Best case scenario, it's not going to be so bad. We're crossing our fingers, right? But anyway, we'll talk more on that, especially tomorrow morning, and tonight at 11 we'll have some more data coming in that will help us out. But okay, I'm going to stop rambling. Second time saying that, I think. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. It's beautiful outside. I mean, yes, it's hot, but enjoy it. Enjoy the nice, pleasant weather while it's here. You guys take care. I am going to go grab some dinner. So have a great rest of your night. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.